Yeah, hi. So I'm Sachin Roche and I own and run Café Free India, which is a 15-year-old restaurant. I was just moving back from Goa. I used to be a restaurateur in Goa, and I thought the best place to move back was Mumbai, because I grew up here and I understood the business, how it worked here. So it just made more sense to kind of be here. And then the idea was like, let's open a restaurant that is more like an everyday place. And that's how Café Free India was born. We took the inspiration of the name actually from a lot of places in Fort that were open during the freedom struggle and had names that worked around the freedom movement, as in like Café Bharat, and there were a couple of stores that had names based on India. So we said, why not call it Free India? You can dress the way you want. You come here, you don't need to be pretentious. You just do what works for you. Pets are allowed. You walk in shorts. You walk in well dressed. Whatever. It's your wife. You walk in at any time. We're serving you food. It's an all-day place. You could come here for lunch. You could walk in again in the evening for a drink, and that's what we've managed. As in, it's our 15th year of business now in Lower Parel, and we've seen actually Lower Parel evolve. And we've obviously evolved starting as a cafe when we opened years back to now becoming a cafe bar. With the food and stuff. We've always felt that, in a place like Lower Parel, where you're catering to people who are coming in literally 3 days a week to your place, you need to kind of keep the cuisine simple, not too complex. So the menu is basically that we've kind of like worked on, and a lot of the dishes here are inspired from our travels. Me and my wife love to travel. So if we like something in Amsterdam, there's a place called Mr. Crab, and we love the crab burger there. And we've tried to replicate it here, in our own way, making sure that we're also keeping it wholesome, keeping it simple, and keeping it just easy on the pocket, which is also important. So yeah, we've done a lot of food in terms of like, not really research, just like try to kind of give what our customers are really looking for, rather than try and invent something out of the blue. So we've always noticed, like with us, that we've always had like groups of 10, 20 people walking in, and the whole group wants to sit together. So we've designed the place in such a way that 20, 25 people can sit together and eat a team lunch or somebody send off, and then you notice that in 20 people, everybody has preferences, somebody wants to eat a pizza on that day, and somebody is a Jain, and somebody's vegan or somebody's allergic to something. So we've kind of designed the menu in such a way that if 3 want to eat something else, they can, and if one guy just feels like a big heavy burger, so we've got like the Godfather burger on the menu. It's a double patty with cheddar and the works, and it'll fill you up, like you're sorted. It's a complete meal. So we actually evolved with just listening to our customers, and that's what we've done. We also essentially, this restaurant has been our showcase for our catering company, and a lot of the food, that's why, is like an introduction to what our catering company also provides. So if we have a lot of clientele here in terms of the corporates who are like our regulars and these guys, so sandwiches was a big part of it, because it's easy for them to call for their clients. It's easy for them to have like a lunch. Everybody gets his own sandwich. He gets his potato crispers. He's sorted. So yeah, a lot of the menu has been designed according to the crowd that we're catering to. On Saturday, Sundays, yes, we do cater to the corporate, the family crowd that walks in. We've kind of tweaked our Saturday, Sunday menu a bit, for like a family that comes in. Or we have a brunch on a Saturday, we have a Sunday brunch also. And that menu is slightly more different, slightly more in terms of what's happening today with the food scene. So we've got like a Parmesan corn ribs, we've got a lotus root honey chili. Also our clientele, what we've noticed is not a lot, but at least a decent amount of people eat vegetarian when you're catering to regulars. Like he could be, out of 3 days that he comes to you, he could be a vegetarian once. So you've got to be able to cater to him on that day that he's a vegetarian. So, we've got a sandwich accordingly, or we've got a burger accordingly, or, something in Indian that's like very home style and that caters to him. So yeah, that's how we've designed the menu. This city inspired this cafe. Obviously, I moved back from Goa, and this was the only city I wanted to come back to because it's so professional when it comes to work ethics and the way things move here. The pace at which people move is so professional. And I was coming back from a laid-back place like Goa where, things are slow. It's a whole different style of business. And I wanted to kind of get back into the buzz, into the city. So out of Bangalore and Delhi, which was an option, I thought Mumbai would be the best city to kind of come back to. And it was easy because I know how things function here. And that's where we thought of the area as Lower Parel. And Lower Parel obviously has its corporate crowd, which is around, and which can be like a major regular crowd if you kind of try and find the balance in what you're looking for in terms of the kind of food that you want to serve, the way you want to design the place. And I thought the old vintage vibe of Bombay really works well. It's something that's it's kind of dying down with, a lot of the Irani restaurants shutting down. So we came up with, we said we'll work on a very vintage kind of a concept that revolves around Mumbai. I love the spirit of the city. I love that people talk shop all the time. People try and hustle out here, which makes it very, 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 very cool. But that energy that you kind of find in the city, which makes you a professional, I don't think any other city has that. And it'll always make anybody feel comfortable. As in, you look at Mumbai, you can grab a meal for $100. 2, you can spend all the money in the world. You can travel how you want. You've got the local train, which is like literally nothing. The cost of a BST to everything. So I think it's a great city to kind of to start your career in for anybody who wants to experience. People are professional. Everything moves fast. I really enjoy it. As in, I'm glad I moved back again to my city because I enjoy this space. I enjoy that things move so fast out here. Yeah, I love the spirit of the city. Yeah, I think my favorite memory of Café Free India was back in the days when we started work on the property, and me and my wife was back then my girlfriend, and she had come and we were looking at Lower Parel, and it was it was not what Lower Parel is today. A couple of buildings had started coming up, a couple of corporates had started coming in, and we were my wife was my girlfriend then said are you sure you're opening at the right place? We could have looked at Bandra as an option, but I was kind of confident that with time, the way things are going, it's only going to get better. And we had to start small. We had a smaller investment back then, and we said let's start with the cafe and then see where we go. But yes, I always imagined it being a full-fledged restaurant with a bar. I always imagined that. That was there. I knew that I could take it there. Whether it was this property or moving around and then getting a bigger space or whatever. But the idea was very simple, that we wanted to kind of like move in that direction. And there were a lot of challenges in terms of licensing and stuff. Took some time. But I guess, we had good food, and good food brought in the people. We have a good team that works really hard. Service is a very, very important aspect of the business. And a lot of the staff that were there back then were also guys who had worked with me in Goa. So they had that vibe of that personal touch, which Goa has, And I think that's what made us click in this place, that it was great that even a corporate who came in alone never felt alone here. He was happy because he knew everybody. They all spoke to him. They all, chatted with him, whether he came in for a drink or he came in for a meal. And that's the vibe we've had in Goa. And, I think that's amazing, because that kind of restauranting doesn't really exist anymore if you look at it, because everybody's just like, just telling you lines about the food more than anything. It's that style of like, going there, dressing the guy personally. And I think as an owner, when you do it, it rubs off on your staff. And I think that's been the success behind our place, that we've been around for 15 years, that we can make anybody feel welcome. And that's important. I think that's what it is. Everybody wants to listen to your menu and like, where you source this from and where you source that from. I think, just chill. Just be like in the vibe, So I enjoy that part, And I think it's rubbed off in my staff also. It's just the way I am also. Everything from thin crust pizzas to a burger, a very comforting Thai curry that is basically where we make our own paste to kind of like keep it simple. A little bit of Indian food actually that we put on the menu has come in only after we've had the bar. Because what we realize is that a lot of the corporates who come in, they're having a drink and stuff like that, and post that, nobody really, after a couple of rounds of drinks, nobody's really craving a pasta, probably a pizza, but not a pasta or something as heavy as a burger, but they'd love a biryani, because that's like what we've all grown up to, or a butter chicken, so we've kind of improvised with the butter chicken. We've kept it more home style, and we've kind of like, we only serve it with whole wheat parathas that are made in-house. So one of my favorites is the soup, the tukpa. It's been on our menu from day one. It's our take on the Tibetan classic. It's a clear broth with bok choy and a dollop of veggies. It's really nice. It's nothing like a tukpa what you'll eat there, but it's our take. We felt that this was the way we wanted to serve it, and we've stuck to that. And it's a really good soup. Apart from that, what I like are the burgers. The Juicy Lucy burger is, I think, our high selling. The Juicy Lucy lamb, the Juicy Lucy chicken, or the veg Parmigiano burger. What makes our burgers really nice is our mayo, because we use Kashundi mustard. It gives it that kick and a little bit of saffron. So that's what makes it really, it's different from what you would have anywhere else, for sure. Apart from that, what do I like? The Asian pot curry. It's basically our take on a Thai curry, but without the fish sauce, because we're catering to vegetarians also. So we don't use the fish sauce. We make our own paste, and it's fresh coconut milk. It's served with rice. The burnt garlic rice is what we recommend, but if you don't like garlic, then steamed rice. But it's really nice. It's flavorful. It's been on our menu for, again, like I think from the start, literally from the start. So there are lots of dishes that you have that you can try here. We can move to the bar menu, and my favorite cocktail would be the Kala Khatta Margarita. If you've grown up in Bombay, you've grown up in Mumbai, you know that Kala Khatta is Like, you must have had a Kalakata Gola at some point, and it's such a unique dish in its own, unique item in its own way, you know. So what we've done is we've kind of made a margarita out of it. It's really, really like refreshing and something very, very interesting. I really like that. Apart from that, if you ask me, the filter coffee, that's nice. It's a cocktail made with vodka and using filter coffee. And if you are somebody who can handle a little bit of spice, then you should try this chili-based cocktail called Virapan. It's got a hint of galangal, Thai ginger, gin, and it's chili, and it's really, really nice. It's really refreshing. I would have that on a good day. Yeah. So where do we see ourselves with the cafe? I think, being from the industry, I do take up a lot of projects where it comes to consulting. I have a company called Rich Roche Hospitality that consults for restaurants, for setups, and everything to do with food, or whether it's a catering business or whatever. Where we see ourselves as Café Free India, probably another outlet in another corporate area, or then a whole different cuisine. Like, I'd like to kind of like do something also that challenges you. What happens is, I think also when you kind of open the same thing again, there's a little bit of comfort in terms of like, you're just copy pasting it into another place. It's easy to do, but then you're not really challenging yourself. So I'd like to kind of like explore probably another area, like say Bandra, and try something out there, do something different, whether big, whether small, it doesn't, but something that challenges you, that involves a lot of research, trying to understand the market. Apart from that, I think on an everyday basis, we have a challenge with obviously our catering company, because we kind of do tailor-made menus for people, or whether it's corporates or whether it's a house party or whatever. We're always working, somebody has a theme, somebody wants to do Turkish food. So we're always kind of like evolving in terms of the food challenge aspect. But I think on the restaurant aspect, I'd like to kind of like challenge myself when it comes to opening another place. But all said and done, it all has to make sense. Everything has to, because at the end of it, it's a lot about, it's a business that involves a huge overhead. So you've got to figure it out whether the whole concept makes sense. As in, I could like fantastic some food that I saw abroad, and I think, but whether will it really fit in? Will it really generate money? Will it be able to pay our bills? That's also an important part of the business. So I'm somebody who looks at it from from a practical point, because we're not investor driven. We're a family run. It's just me and my wife. So we've got to also take our risks accordingly. It can't be like okay, like हमने कुछ देख लिया and we liked something and let's bring it to Bombay and it'll work. No, you've got to understand the clientele, the area where you are. Lower Parel attracts a different clientele. South Bombay attracts a different clientele. Bandra attracts a different clientele. If I wanted to evolve, I wanted to try something different, I would probably try and do it in Bandra first and then see if I can take it anywhere else. I wouldn't be able to say like, oh, we're going to open another cafe with the same name. But we definitely do another project for sure. But I'd like to challenge myself a little more. Yeah. I think that's what we all want to do as human beings. We want to evolve. We want to go through the try and go back to the blackboard, see where we've made our mistakes, and try and kind of. You can never really foolproof it, but you can at least work on your mistakes to kind of have a better product the next time.